So many people. I love to see it.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Chelsey's here with me tonight from Sinferno Studios, a very, very cool studio that teaches how to give erotic dances. She also does a sensual Sunday that is free for all people to join that I highly recommend you check out. So while we're waiting for everybody to kind of arrive for this workshop tonight, why don't you take this opportunity to make sure that you have either a chair, couch, or bed available to you you can use for this event. And then also, if you want to get cozy, maybe get into something that feels comfortable to move in, that would be recommended as well. And maybe set your screen to speaker view so that way you can see all of the moves that Chelsey is going to show us tonight.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And I see some familiar faces. Hi, Micah. Ooh, beautiful.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
So we've got someone asking, can you put the link to Sensual Sunday in the chat? Yes. So a little info on Sensual Sundays. I do them like once every couple weeks. And so I put the registration link in my IG, my Instagram bio. So that'll actually be going up on Saturday, but I'm just going to go ahead and put my Instagram name. And if you follow me and turn on your post notifications, you'll be able to get that information to get the link to sign up for the classes. And then sometimes it does get full, I'm not going to lie. So I always offer a recording in pay what you want pricing. So that'll be an option if you are not able to make it to class for some reason. So there we go.
So we have about 73 people in here right now, which is awesome. We did have about 300 signups, so there might be some people that are trickling in. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the ground rules that we have for these workshops that make them successful. So we do ask that you guys stay on mute. And please be respectful to other people in the chat. Please, interact in the chat. Shoot where you're from, where you're watching from today. We would love to talk with you. And then you'll want to stay till the end of the event as well, because we're going to be doing a really fun rapid fire question with Chelsey. And we're going to be giving away a $300 raffle prize. And these raffle prizes are super cool. We're going to ensure that whoever wins it for this particular workshop is going to get everything they need to continue to do super hot lap dances at home. And then if you want, we also have a discount code. So anybody that's attending this workshop for the next 72 hours will have access to 20% off site-wide using the code Lapdance20, which will be inside the chat as well with all of that good information about Sensual Sunday.
Oh, that's perfect. I love that so much. Yes. Ooh, also make sure that you've got some water so we can stay hydrated, stay comfortable. Again, for anyone who might have joined after we mentioned, make sure to be in something comfortable, something that feels good to move in. And you'll need either a chair, a couch, or a bed, just something that you can sit on, right? Whatever you have available. Okay, and we're gonna wait just another moment and I'm gonna grab my water.
Amazing. Are you guys so excited for this class? It's not often that you see or have opportunities to get instruction like this for free. And so I'm so excited to have Chelsey here. I've been watching your work for a long time, Chelsey. You guys are gonna love her movement and flow. It's really, really erotic and sensual. So I think you're gonna learn a lot today.
Yes, I'm so excited. And I see a lot more familiar faces. So thank you for coming through. You know who you are. I see you. I can't list all of you off right now because there's so many.
Wow.
I love
Germany,
to see you.
We got Bali, like all over the world joining us.
Yes. Good. Oh, also one more thing too. If you have your partner near you, you can also incorporate them. I am going to go through the routine both by myself and then with my partner so you can get an idea of what this would be like if you're doing it just for yourself or if you're just practicing or if you actually are giving a lap dance and wanting to include your partner. So feel free to welcome them in if you like. If not, that's okay. I saw someone said their cats are nearby. You can keep them for moral support if you'd like.
Also, you guys, just keep in mind that there's a lot of ladies in here. I know we want to learn how to do lap dances, but if you are a guy and you want to learn, everybody loves to get a lap dance. I know I love to get a lap dance from my partner. So please feel free to join in. All these moves are totally fair game, you guys.
That's good. I love it. And Rain, feel free to let me know when a good time to get started is.
Oh no, you guys, how are we feeling? We have 88 people inside this room right now. Do you guys want to get started? Yes, I think now's a great time to kick off. Yes.
Let me take a deep breath and center. I recommend everyone join me as well. Make sure to sit up tall, roll your shoulders back, open your chest, take a deep breath in through your nose and fill up your chest and stomach. And exhale slowly. And at your own pace, just continue to take some deep breaths. And to get started, I want to give a quick rundown of what our class is going to look like, just so you know what to expect. For the first, we'll say 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to talk about channeling seductive energy, as well as the subtle intricacies that I like to utilize when I'm giving a dance that makes any movement amazing. Because it's most important to note that you don't have to be an experienced dancer. You don't have to have a lot of fancy tricks up your sleeve to give a really good lap dance. The most important thing is the energy you carry and those subtle intricacies that breathe that deep connection with the person that you're giving the lap dance to. So with that said, we're going to start off with those things. And then we are going to run through the routine quite a few times without some music and then with some music. We'll have time to go through it at our own pace too, so that way you can feel really, really comfortable. And you don't have to feel like you need to be on beat or keep up with everybody. We want to focus on feeling good and moving at our own pace and just being comfortable. So that's what you can expect from class today. So let's go ahead and get started with talking about the importance of seductive energy and how we channel it, right? So I have been a stripper or an erotic dancer for the last 5-6 years. It's hard to count with COVID, right? You have that 1 year window that's a little iffy. Through my time in dancing, I learned that it was that seductive energy that was key. Like when I first started, I'll be honest, I was looking like a little Energizer bunny, super cute, super fun, right? But I wasn't staying back in the lap dance room too long because it was just like, there was that lack of connection. And so that's the first part, the importance of the sensual energy. It creates the connection, right? And it allows us to be present. And that is what increases the sensory experience, that sensual sensory experience. So to give a little example, this is my favorite example. If you've had class with me before, you may have seen me mention this, but I want you to take your arm, take your finger of the other arm, and I just want you to give a quick sweep of the arm, right? And now I want you to slow it down, right? Now you can feel a lot more of the sensory receptors that are taking place, right? So that is a sense of presence, right? Slowing down, being in the moment, connecting with the person you are with yourself, right? That is one way that we can help, channel that seductive energy. Another way is by understanding the type of music we like, the type of clothes we like to wear, right? Everyone's a little bit different, so that's going to differ from one person to the other. So be sure to think about those things and create that sensual, seductive environment that feels good to you. And now I want to open up and ask you all, you can put it in the chat, what is something that you would do to set the tone for that seductive, sensual energy, whether it is music, fragrance, lighting I see, yes, Red lights. I love that. Candles. Also, maybe like imagination, right? Getting in that mindset of like thinking about all the sexy things you're going to do to this person, right? Ooh, someone said massage. Turning myself on. Yes. Peacock feathers. There's so many good ones.
I'm seeing like scent a lot too, which I feel like is kind of important to that dynamic of connection. A little powerful, like with scent in the clubs.
Yes, I always used to. Oh, this is actually really funny. I found out that people most often like just a clean scent, right? I got the most compliments when I would use this specific body wash that like it just continued to smell after. And it was like this, oh, and baby powder deodorant. So it just smelled super like clean and fresh, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you smell good!" And I'm like, "It's actually my armpits because
Oh
I
my
use the
God.
powder fresh."
That's kind of cool though that you say that, because I feel like it's leaving your partner exposed to all the other sensations because you have this kind of base level flat scent, right? They are focusing more on all of the touches that you're doing.
Yes, I like that. I'm gonna read a few more answers to that question. Being fully present increases that seductive energy, that sensual energy, special outfits. Someone even said oils. I read that earlier. I really like that too, because you can even just a shoulder rub, right? A hand massage, all of that can really just set the tone and wake up the senses. That's what we want to do with that sensual energy. So perfect. So now we all kind of got a little base run of the importance of that seductive energy, right? It helps us connect with the person. It helps us be present and increase that sensory experience, right? We've got a few ways we can channel it. If you're curious for more, you can look back through the chat, maybe take some pictures of the chat to save them ideas, okay? Now let's go ahead and move on to the subtle intricacies. I want to spend a little bit more time here because this is what we are going to use and implement as we are going through the routine. So subtle intricacies go as far as like touch, right? Being very intentional with your touch, how you're touching yourself, right? I might graze my chest to accentuate this part of my body or whatever part of my body that I want them to focus on in any moment. I also might use touch to touch the partner or the person that I am dancing for, whether it's behind their ear and underneath of their jawline. That's probably one of my favorite. Like this area is a super like erogenous zone that is just wonderful. It's pretty, I would say it's pretty common amongst everyone, right? We're not trying to like necessarily turn them on, and it's like that might not be your thing, but we can all agree that that soft touch is really nice and calming, right? It's centering. We also have eye contact. Rain mentioned this one. That was like, I love that one. Eye contact is so important. With that said, I understand a lot of people can be a little bit uncomfortable with eye contact, right? So when it comes to eye contact, we don't necessarily need to be like staring in that person's soul, because, right, that can be a little bit too intense, but enough eye contact to let the person know that you're there with them. You're here in that experience together. So that's really important. Another thing is like slow movements. We want to move slow, right? When we're moving fast, people get scared. They're like, are you going to fall? Are you going to like knee me in the crotch, something? I don't know. You're moving too fast. That's all I can concentrate on. So slow movements is a really good one. Do you have any to add, Rain? I didn't mention.
I mean, I think those are all really, really great recommendations. I was kind of thinking that, and I don't know if this is a great suggestion, like when I was uncomfortable working at the strip club and trying to kind of avoid making eye contact, I would stare at specific parts of their face, not their eyes, but it gives the illusion that you're creating that connection sometimes without having to kind of cross that boundary. But I know that when we were practicing and talking about this, we had mentioned that a lot of this parallels to foreplay. So it's a really great way to kind of think about engaging with your partner as you dance, is kind of how you build up in the same way to have sex.
I love that. Yeah, it really is just activating the senses, right?
Absolutely.
You can think about all the different ways, like after we're done with class, as you're going through your days over the next couple days, weeks, just keep that in your mind about what is like tantalizing to me. Maybe ask your partner, what touches do you like that just wake up your senses and make you go, oh, right? And you can also like start putting answers in the chat too if you know of any subtle intricacies. There's a couple other ones that I wanted to mention too, is like making sure that you spend equal time facing forward or backwards, right? We want to make sure that they just get the full view of everything, because everyone just loves to appreciate our bodies, right? If we're in that intimate space with someone, we're being appreciated. So that is something you want to incorporate. And we also have someone saying, do some floor work. Yes, floor work is fun. We're not going to do any floor work in here today, keeping it strictly chair, but if you're comfortable with floor work, that's a really good thing to do as well. If you are like actually intimate with this person, like say you're not at a strip club and this is your partner or someone that you're seeing, light kisses, right? Maybe you are spending time around their face and touching the back of their head or neck, and you just give them a nice little light kiss on the neck as well. Those just seem to do it, right? And then lastly, I want to, before I move on to a different part of the subtle intricacies, is grazing the legs on the laps. And I'm going to give a quick example of this. And we're also going to go through examples when we go through our routine. But imagine I have a partner here. And anytime my legs are near their groin area, I'm going to take my leg, and I'm going to angle this here, take the leg and slowly graze it down their genital area, their crotch, right? So you can do that at any point in time, right? That's one of my favorites because it's that subtle movement, that slow, intentional movement, and they feel it. They're like, whoa, that's fire. I've gotten so many good responses from that. And let's see, we have a couple more chat answers too. Ooh, stay in character, stripper or not. The point is to create a fantasy. That's a really good one. And someone even seconded that. They were like, that one is good. I love that. Ooh, we got some good ones. So lastly, with the subtle intricacies, because I know we want to get started on the routine, right? And incorporate all of this stuff, is your own body movements, right? So the first part of those subtle intricacies, we're kind of focused on what we were doing to the person we're dancing for. With the bodily movements, your subtle intricacies would be in terms of like how you move your head, like, right? Instead of just being like a little robotic, we're going to be moving our head. So this is where we're going to start doing our warm up, right? So you can go ahead and either be on your knees, or you can even stand up. I actually might even just recommend we all stand up because we're going to end up getting everything moving. So find a comfortable place to stand. I'll make sure you can see me. Okay, so these subtle intricacies, as I said, are just extra accentuations of your own body. So we're going to start with our head, all right? We're just rolling our head in a circle. You can do it in one direction for a while before going to the other direction. And I just want you to tune your awareness to your body, right? We're not doing anything other than moving our head in a circle and being aware of all of our body parts. you may notice that your shoulders are kind of moving along with your head. That's because our body is all connected, right? So if you start to emphasize that shoulder movement, you'll notice that your chest is starting to move a lot more too, right? And then maybe because we're moving our chest, we notice a little hip movements. So now these are the subtle intricacies in our own body that we are going to start incorporating, right? And if you're being very relaxed here, which I want you to be super relaxed, right? We're not holding any tension. So take another check in with your body, with yourself. Make sure you're relaxed. Take a couple deep breaths if you need to. Right, you'll notice that your hands are even moving too. Allow your hands to graze your body, whether they're staying at your hips, whether they're moving up and down your body, maybe your torso, right? Just start to find some movement in your entire body. Whatever feels good to you, right? We're all a little different. Maybe you can start bringing your hands up your body, up your head, and into the air, and back down. Right? These are the subtle intricacies that we can incorporate with our body, right? So I want you to actually keep moving, and as we go through this routine, we're going to use a lot of these movements that we're doing right now, okay? Because this is going to be a very simple routine that everyone can participate in. It's not too fancy, right? I wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable. But with a simple set of movements, we are able to really allow that extra intricate movement of our limbs, okay? So now make sure you are near your seat. I'm gonna get started solo for a couple, or as we go through the routine. And then once we've got it locked in and we're doing some repetitions with music, I'll also show you what this looks like if you have a partner with you. So make sure you get comfortable. I'll wait just a moment.
And while we're waiting, Chelsey, someone had a really great question in the chat about like, how do we get out of our own head, like, and out of your own way?
That's perfect. So through my experience, I will say that getting out of your own head, it definitely takes time, right? It takes practice, because we can't just say like a cure all that you can just fix it in 1 minute, right?
Right.
You really need to implement like self-love on a daily basis, self-love affirmations that tell yourself like, hey, I'm perfect, I'm amazing, right? I'm beautiful, everything I do is just flawless, right? Because it really is at the end of the day. We're all so different, and we have to understand that we're special in our own way. And it just takes time to work up that like super big ball of self-love.
Have you ever like had the experience where like maybe somebody's a dancer and they do this for a living and then have more challenges with doing it with their actual partner?
Yeah, I could say I definitely have talked to some people like that, especially because you get so used to doing something in a certain environment. Like for instance, like at the club, you have all these low lights, you've got the music, you've got the fancy outfits, your whole hair and makeup is done. So you have created this energy space that is the perfect conduit for expressing this type of art, this type of dance. And when you go home, you might not have all of those little things that help create that setting, so it's a little different. Or maybe you're just so used to doing it all the time where you're just like, I can't, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
I think that's a really good point though, that you said that it might have to do with like being in that setting, it kind of creates that mode that you kick into. And that's one of the things we talked about at the beginning of this class is like create your setting at home for you and your partner. What does that look like that's going to get you to just jump out of your head,
Yeah. I love that. That's so important because especially like when the lockdown started and I wasn't dancing at the club, it was hard for me to really enjoy my dance practices as much as I did when I was at the club. And I had to really like go within and figure out what I needed to do at home to feel that energy of just like free flowing, like just enjoyment, thorough enjoyment. And it took a little while. Like with anything, like with building any skill, it's the same thing. It just takes a while, it takes consistency and practice. So back to like getting out of your own head, just I would say right now what you can do is just affirm that everything you're doing is fine. You don't have to be perfect, especially if this is something that you're not familiar with. It doesn't have to be perfect. No one's expecting you to be the best dancer ever. I am wanting you to just feel good. So remind yourself that you're safe, there's no pressure, and just feel good. Okay.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I hope that helped the person in the chat that had that question. You guys want to keep dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this.
Let's start. So we are going to start away from our seat. Remember, you can be near a bed, you can be on a chair, any type of chair really, or a couch, right? And we are going to start by walking towards wherever we're going to plan on sitting down, and we are going to face away from the seat. So our back is to the seat. And right, that's a very simple movement. Step back and utilize those subtle intricacies of our body, right? So we can use our hands, bring them up our body and back down. As soon as we turn the face away from the chair, we can emphasize our hips, right? And we want to draw attention to our hips at this point because if they're sitting down, their face is about at hip level right now. So we're drawing attention and we're gonna go into a forward fold. So we're gonna bend forward, keeping your back straight and engaged. Only bend down as far as your hamstrings will let you, okay? And at this point, we're still emphasizing the hips and the booty. And then we are going to take a seat down. So bend at the knees and find your seat, okay? And we have another moment here where we can emphasize our body movements. So we are going to grind. I have two grinds for us right now. The first grind is more like a twerk style grind where your hands can be either on your knees or on the partner's knees, right? Your whole body will be in between their legs, right? And you'll go for that back and forth grind. You can even like stand up a little bit so that way you are a little weightless. And if that's something that's not too comfortable for you, then you can go ahead and just focus on moving your chest in a circle. And naturally, you'll notice that your hips are moving along with that. And as they start to naturally move, you can start emphasizing that movement, okay? So that's two ways to grind, right? That back and forth, where we're kind of raising up off of the seat or off of our partner a little bit, right? Or we're sitting down on them and moving our shoulders, okay? And now we're gonna take it from the top again, keeping all of those things in mind, and then we'll add on. So you can go ahead, and maybe you realized that you were too far away from your seat the first time. Take a couple steps closer so that way that can feel good when you take that seat down, okay? So again, we're walking, we're a little bit more comfortable with our walk now. We're emphasizing our body movements, our hands, and we're emphasizing the hips. And we go down into a forward fold, continuing to graze the legs with the hands. And we're gonna go ahead and sit down, immediately go into your grind. Pick whatever grind felt best to you, or maybe you do a combination of both. Now this is where we're going to start to breathe some connection with our partner. So we're gonna pretend we got a partner and we're gonna pick a side, right? For me, I'm gonna pick my left side. I'm gonna take my arm and bring it up and around as if I'm placing it on their opposite shoulder, right? So my left side, I place it on their right shoulder, or inversely, maybe you chose the other side. My right side, I place it on their left shoulder, opposite. So we pick that, and now we have our hand around the back of their shoulders, and we're able to graze the back of their head a little bit, make that eye contact. We can even bring our other hand, our free hand, to them as well, and maybe touch their chest. Or maybe we are taking that time to graze the inside of our legs to draw the attention there, right? Those subtle intricacies. If you don't have a person and you don't want to pretend you have a person, you can just grab the back of your chair, or maybe you're on a bed, you can just plant your hand right behind you so you still get that motion of as if you're looking back. Whatever you need to do to be comfortable here, right? And then we are going to take our legs and bring them as if they are on top of their knees. So we're bringing them to the side. We were in between their legs. Now we're on top of one leg, okay? We're still bringing that connection. And here's a fun part that I like. Everyone likes to be flexible, but none of us really are too flexible. With this one, we're gonna do a fakie split. So the leg that is closest to the camera right now, we're gonna take that leg and bend it. We're gonna reach to grab the sole of our foot, or you can even grab your ankle. And then we're gonna extend that leg out to the side, and it's gonna look like we're in a split, but we're really not, right? If I showed you this from a different angle, you can see that I'm more of like a obtuse triangle angle here, right? It's like one of those things, not like that. So you really don't have to be flexible to be able to do that, right? And when we're coming out of this, all we do is set our leg back down. Okay, so let's go ahead, start again from the beginning. Okay. Perfect. And we start to walk. We face away from the chair. We are emphasizing our hips and then going down into a forward fold. And when we're ready, we get into the lap and start to grind. And then we're gonna go ahead and reach our arm around to either the back of the chair or the back of their shoulders. We can start to give those little subtle intricacies of touching their head, using eye contact. We can graze the inside of our legs, our body, and then we're gonna lift up our legs and bring them over their one leg. Bend your knee, grab the foot, and open up. I also want to give an option here too, right? If that is a little bit uncomfortable for you, instead of going into that fakie split, instead you can just raise it up and graze the leg, hold it up like so, and then bring it back down. Either way, we're gonna end in the side facing position, okay? At this point, we're gonna take our hands. You can grab the back of the chair, or if you were on someone, you would grab their shoulders. You could also grab their lap. Whatever you need to stabilize yourself, you're going to put your weight into your feet and into your hands and stand up and twist to face the chair again, okay? We're getting close to the end here. We're going to take the leg that's farthest from the person or from your seat, and we're going to bring it in between their legs. And now we're going to raise our leg down their crotch, right? So that way they get that stimulation. And then we're just gonna hang out here, right? Since our chest is coming lower, we can emphasize our chest in your face, right? We wanna be very soft and supple with this, okay? And then when you're ready, you'll go ahead and bring your opposite leg and do the same thing. Graze the inside of their thighs, inside of their legs. And something I like to do here, I'm gonna change the point of view so you can see what I'm doing, is when I get back to facing them and my legs are close together, I like to do something, a little subtle intricacy, is where your knees, or excuse me, you're pivoting on your feet, which makes your knees go from side to side. So there's some stimulation in between the legs right here, okay, with the knees. And right here, because you're standing up high, bending over, you can make contact with their face. If you don't want to make eye contact, you can always just rest your head on the side of their head while you still use your knees to stimulate, okay? And then from there, we're just going to straddle them. So you'll bring your legs on either side of their lap and sit down. And from here, of course, you'll breathe more connection. And then you can take this anywhere from there. You can stand back up and go through that same routine again, just by turning around and folding forward, or you can use whatever moves you might be familiar with. So let's go ahead and run through that without stopping. And then we're gonna start utilizing some music. Once we get the music on, it's gonna start feeling a lot more natural, especially because I see a lot of us, we don't have partners, so this may feel a little uncomfortable because we're doing this for ourselves and with no music. So once we get the music going, it'll feel a little bit more intuitive. Then of course, once you start implementing this with a partner, that will feel really, really good. It might be a little different the first time you do it, especially if you've never done a lap dance before. So I always recommend doing it with someone that you feel comfortable with, because when we're feeling comfortable, we're feeling safe and secure, that's when we're able to really connect with ourselves and just be at ease, right? And that brings a better connection with who we're dancing for. Okay, so enough talking. Let's get back into the dance. Take a nice deep breath. And another, and then we'll go ahead and approach our seats. Right, emphasizing our hips. And we'll go into the forward fold. And when you're ready, we will sit down and start grinding. Utilize the movement of your head, your shoulders, your hands. And when we're ready, we'll reach around to the back of the seat, the back of the chair, couch, bed, and we'll bring our legs over the imaginary leg. Or maybe you do have a leg to bring them over. And then we'll bend our top leg and extend for that Fakie Split. Or maybe you just raise your leg up to this point. And when you're ready, you come down. Brace your hands on either the back of the chair, the shoulders, the lap, whatever you need to do. Place all your weight into your feet and hands and turn to face the chair again. Then we'll take that leg, bring it up and into the lap or the center of the chair. And we will act as if we are engaging with our person, or maybe we are engaging with our person. And then we bring the other leg in. Again, putting a lot of focus on their lap, on their groin. And we are using those knees, or maybe you're just focusing on that connection. And when you're ready, we'll go into the straddle. And we'll sit down. Again, from here you can grind. You can even just be sedentary and focus on the connection that is taking place with your person. And when you're ready to come up, we'll just stand up and you can unstraddle the chair and we're done. Yay.
Hey, you guys, I've been taking a peek at you and you look amazing. So,
Yay!
You look so good.
Can I get a show of hands, just a thumbs up? Who is feeling comfortable with this movement? Good. And it doesn't have to be the most comfortable, right? Just as long as we're getting it. And I will go through this one last time before we do music. We're going to move a little bit quicker this time. Yay, I see lots of thumbs up in the chat too. Perfect. Okay, let's get this last one in so we can get that music popping. Okay. All right, last one. Get ready. And we are approaching the chair, the seat, right? Start to add your own little embellishments. We've been doing this enough times now. You kind of got a good idea of how you want to enhance your movements. Yes. And we are going to reach around the back. Bring our legs up. And emphasize the legs even more with your choice. Yes, I see a lot of Fakie splits out there. We're loving the movement. Yes, come on. And we'll come back and face the chair as we stand up. And leg comes into the center. Again, fill up some space here before readjusting your legs and getting into the straddle. Beautiful. All right, so now that we're done with that, let's take it a few times with some music. And while you all have some fun, I am gonna, we actually have a question real quick. So how can I make the Fakie split look more graceful? Let's target that real quick, okay? Yes, and someone says they keep losing balance on the split. So first, make sure that you've got a nice surface area with your booty on the chair or your seat. Now, I will say this is going to be most easy if you have some sort of like back to your chair or someone to, support that arm, right? Because we get a lot of support from this arm on the chair. And then as for that opening of the legs to make that look more graceful, first we have our legs over to one side. It's going to be best if your lower leg is already straight. And then we're bending that top leg and grabbing that ankle. And all we're doing is raising that leg forward to bring it up. Let me change my POV. Okay, so we're here and we're bringing the knee up, right? It's kind of going in front of me. I'm grabbing that ankle and continuing just to bring that foot forward. And all of a sudden, I look like I'm in a Fakie split, not from this angle though. We always do this from the front facing angle. Okay.
Does it help a little bit to like lean backwards a little bit too? Yeah.
Thank you for adding that. Definitely helps to lean backwards a little bit. Okay, give that a shot and let me know how that feels. That might also take practice and familiarity too. Okay.
And it might feel uncomfortable, but you guys, you really do look amazing. I'm watching, so.
Good, beautiful. Yes, I love to see it. So let's go ahead and get the music going. Let's see. And are you able to share that file or play that song, Rain?
Let me see if I can grab that real quick.
Yes. And then I'm also going to grab my partner so that way we can see what this looks like on someone else.
So excited. Does anybody else want to grab their partner and bring them in for a go at this?
Yeah, so you can just sit the cat next to you just for the good moral support. Oh, yes. And then someone also said, can you go over the pivot of the leg work? Yes. One moment, please. All right, so my partner's on his way out. And as for the pivot of the leg work, I'm actually gonna come up closely. So I want you just to start pivoting on the balls of your feet. Doesn't have to be in any way, right? Any specific way, doesn't matter. We're just pivoting on the balls of your feet. That's the key movement. You wanna have that pivot. Maybe if you're on carpet, it might be a little bit weird, so you might need some socks, right? Or something that can slide a little bit more. If you're on floor and your feet feel like they're getting a lot of friction, you might need socks too, or some heels. That's gonna help the pivot. Another thing when it comes to the pivot is you want to use your hips and your knees, right? Whenever your hips are turning one way, that same knee that's leading the motion is bent and opening up. So I'm turning my hips to the right here. So my right knee is bent and opening up. I'm pivoting on that toe. Now I'm moving my hips to the left. That left knee is moving. And I'm keeping the weight somewhat lifted so that way I can pivot on those feet, right? So that is my best description of pivoting, right? Getting those hip swivels in, right? That's another thing that takes some practice too. I've had some people get that super quickly, and then other people takes a little bit longer, and that's okay, right? We just have to really attune ourselves to be present in our body, figure out what's working and what's not working. Okay? So come on over. You can sit down. This is my partner, Woody. Some of you may know him. He's gonna be my stunt dummy today, even though he's the smartest man I know.
Amazing. Okay, so I have music ready for us. I need you guys to let me know in the chat if you want me to turn it down a little, but I'm gonna get it started. You just give me a shout, Chelsey, when you want it ready.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and get it going. Oh, there we go. There we go. I would say turn it up a little bit. I don't hear it yet. Ooh, did you by chance be sure to share the screen?
Share the screen for the music?
Yes. So we got to do share screen and then the advanced option.
Oh, perfect. We have you as the host now.
Okay, perfect. Now let's get that. Perfect, I got it. Computer sound only. And we're getting that music. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I see a lot of you going through the motions again, just to re-familiarize it. I love to see it. Yes, it's super lit. Okay, and then history. Beautiful. And where are we at? Oh, how did I get all the way down here? Again, thank you for your patience. Okay. I'm gonna go to the email now.
I bet you guys are all wondering what super sexy song that Chelsey picked.
Okay, there we go. Got it. Can everyone hear that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to press pause real quick. Psych! All right, so everyone, get in your ready positions, right? I want you to attune your focus to the music, to the beat. Allow yourself to be present with it. Remember, we're not moving at any specific pace. This is your own pace. Allow yourself to get into those extra movements, extra accentuations with your body. If you would like to see me do this movement before you go, that's okay, because we're going to replay this song a few times so that way we can do this full routine with the music a few times. So you can go ahead and watch, or you can just have at it. Okay. All right. Enjoy.
I am funky. I am funky. I am funky.
All right, perfect. Not too long, right? We were able to get through the routine. Some of you may have ended early, and that is okay. That just shows that, oh, we can take a little bit more time during our motions to, maybe hold that forward fold for a little bit before we come up, or maybe sit and grind for a little longer before we move on to the next position. And yay, I'm getting lots of good comments saying that was fun, amazing. Someone said, yes, Woody, you better watch her. I love it. And then someone said, I would love to know the name of the song. I'll go ahead and drop the link. It's a YouTube link. So I will do that before the end of class. So we'll be sure to highlight that when I get it in there, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do that again, right? We've done it with the music now. It feels a little bit more comfortable. We may have picked up on things that we wanted to add or maybe take away. Let's go ahead and do it again. Okay. Oh, there we go.
I am funky. I am funky. I am funky.
Hey, beautiful. Thank you again. Let's hear how we're feeling about that one. Did that feel a little bit better the second time around? So much better, yes. Come on. See, the more we do things, the better it feels. Good. Okay, I want to do it one last time before we end. And I'm going to also switch the point of view too. So that way, if you want to watch, you can see any of the subtle intricacies that I include, or maybe you just want to have your fun. You might come back to the recording later and watch instead of now. Okay. All right. So one last time, and then we are going to wind it down. Okay. Would you? Yeah, you can turn, please. Thank you.
Funky.
And yeah, the comments in the chat are spot on. It was very hot. Thank you. Thank you for helping me.
Yes, thank you for helping.
Thank you.
I love it. And thank you all for participating and also watching, just to get a little bit more inspiration on how you can, make those lap dances a little bit more intricate. So now it's time to wind it down. So relax, wipe the sweat off your forehead if it's getting hot in there, right? Beautiful. Someone says, so sensual. Yes, we're just activating the senses, right? So Rain, would you like to take us through our wind down?
I would absolutely love to. I know that we have a raffle prize winner that I'm going to announce in just a second, but I want to ask you a couple of questions, Chelsey, just so we can get to know you a little bit better. You're rapid fire. So just, say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. Signature lap dance move.
Signature lap dance move. Ooh. Okay, my favorite one that I love, and I'm so glad you brought this up, because this is a secret of the trade, right? When we are doing a lap dance, especially in the strip club, we're selling a fantasy. So I always like to either unbutton the shirt towards the end of the lap dance to make them think that I'm gonna give them a little bit more, or even take off the belt. That is my signature lap dance move. I always wait till the very end. So like maybe they get 3 songs, right? On the 3rd song, somewhere in the middle of it, I start unbuttoning things, or I take off a belt and I ask, would you like to do 3 more songs? No.
Yes. That's how you do it, you guys.
Yes. And so, of course, if you're doing this for your partner, you want to implement that. And of course, you'll take it a lot further. But if you're doing it in the strip club, if you are a stripper, take that note, use it to your advantage. That's how you get people to stay back there longer.
I love it. Okay. Make it rain or tuck it in.
Ooh, make it rain if it's a bunch of small bills. Tuck it in if it's anything 20 and above.
Love it. Favorite lap dance song?
Ooh, that's a hard one. But I will say one of my favorite artists is either Jeremiah or The Weeknd. I really like Birthday Sex. That's a really fire song. It's old as shit, but I love it. Anytime that song comes on, I'm like, girl, I.
Amazing. Okay, my last question for you is stripper names. Alcoholic beverage or food item for names?
I've never thought of that. I would say if it's a cute cocktail, definitely go for an alcoholic beverage. But if you're going for like a fruit option, that would be good.
Love it. I love it. My stripper name was Frankie, so it was neither an alcoholic beverage nor a food.
Come on.
Each his own. Thank you so much, Chelsey. Now we have to announce a raffle winner. So let me just get that name right now and we'll figure out who has $300 worth of stuff.
And I'm also getting the link for that song in just a second.
Amazing. Guess who won? Risque Warrior. Please contact Lovers Stores. They're going to DM you on here to exchange information, and you got $300 worth of sex toys and fun
Come
stuff.
on.
Congratulations, Risque Warrior.
That is so amazing. Congratulations. And thank you all for staying so long.
Thank you guys.
I did get the link to that video. I had to search for it real quick, but I'm about to put that in the chat right now. So patience.
While we're waiting for that link, you guys, if you want to head to our next workshop, we have a really awesome panel coming up on how to truly love your body. And then in August, we're going to be kicking off our workshops with a panel on how to introduce sex toys in the bedroom, which is a hot topic, right? So please join us again for that. All of our workshops are for free, of course. And if you miss them, they're on YouTube. Use that Lapdance 20 coupon code on our website to get 20% off. You guys have an amazing night.
Thank you all so
much.
Yes, I posted the link. I'm actually just going to be continuously copying, pasting because I see a few people still adding to the chat. So I'll keep putting it in there so that way it's towards the bottom and anyone can access it. It's just a no copyright, sensual, chill R&B soul music. I love that sensual.
I love it. Thank you so much, Chelsey.
And then, thank you, Rain. I really appreciate you inviting me to teach. This was fun. Like I said, I've been a dancer for quite some time, and I've never had a class where I could like specifically talk about something that I learned that was like strictly from the strip club. So that was really fun to be able to.
I think it was really important that we had that be a part of this event because ultimately, you guys, every lap dance, it has its origins in a strip club, right? So we have the experts here to talk to you, and we're going to have experts at every single event that we do.
Come on. I love that so much. I love you all, and thank you for coming. I am going to repost my Instagram name so that way you can stay in the loop for my Sensual Sunday classes. They are free, and I will offer recordings by a pay what you want pricing afterwards. So if you're not able to come to the actual class, you can always access a recording for a very low cost. I want to make all my services as accessible as possible while still holding as much value as I can. Yes. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you learned a lot today. Something I want to leave you with is just take time to reflect on what you like, what feels good to your own body, what type of energy and environment you like to create to get you in the mood of just feeling comfortable, centered, sexy, sensual. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.
Yes, bye. Have a good night.